What's good, Saiyan Nation? It's the leader of the new Saiyan generation, Prince Arctic here, and I got some information for y'all. Alright? Now, before we go ahead and we continue this video, I just want to let you guys know this is mostly speculation. Alright? For the most part, it's mostly speculation and mostly discussion. As you've seen in the title, a little bit of clickbait thumbnail, but you know what? It's all in good fun, good terms. But just by going down the timeline, my estimations and things like that, or what I see the route of Bandai Namco taking Dragon Ball, I've been pretty accurate, you know what I'm saying? Now, when I get more information on all of this, I will definitely back it up more officially. But however, this right here is basically the release date of Xenoverse 3, because it's definitely going to be happening. May not be happening that soon, but could be happening a little bit more sooner than we think. And just basically about what we want as a Dragon Ball / fighting community in this type game, 3D fighting, as I guess one want to say. First off, let's just go ahead and deep dive into the main reason why you guys probably clicked on this video, as the release date of Xenoverse 3. Welcome to the Saiyan Nation. Alright, I want to go ahead and guys give you just basically a full screen of Dragon Ball entirety games, you know, the whole entire games as of right now. Just a schedule of what they got going on as of right now. Once again, like I said, this is all speculation, but I have evidence, and I'm gonna be presenting you guys the evidence that I see right now. And alright guys, as you guys can see by the diagram behind me, as you guys can see, this here is my breakdown of the timeline for these Dragon Ball games to be released and what's going on. Basically, you can definitely start out with Xenoverse 2, since that's the latest game, and current game right now. As y'all can see, we're gonna have Ultra Pack 1 dropping this month in about a week or so, more than likely next Tuesday. So we definitely can look forward to that. If y'all haven't already known, just some more background, we got like 4 characters more than likely coming out. God Vegeta, Evolution Vegeta, Rebrian, and also more than likely Fury Broly. We got a lot of more like movesets for, you know, the Vegetas and Rebrian. We don't really have much on Broly and stuff like that, but we're gonna keep it going forward. I can see them as of right now. As you see, Ultra Pack 2 is going to be coming out. I think Ultra Pack 1 and Ultra Pack 2, those are going to be the last part of the DLC. We all know that Ultra Pack 1 is actually DLC 9, and Ultra Pack 2 will be DLC 10. I believe that this is going to be the end of Xenoverse 2 as we know it, and it's probably the Ultra Pack 2 is going to be probably going into the September-October timeline, just because the simple fact that usually these DLCs that they throw out is about 2 to 3 months from the current DLC that they just dropped. So we can kind of speculate that it's going to be dropping in pretty much where they always drop games, you know, September, October, around that area. And that's going to be the end of Xenoverse 2, and it's going to move forward to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Xenoverse 2 is basically just a holder where they can go ahead and continue to develop more games and stuff like that. If you don't know already, Shueisha has a deal with Bandai Namco where they have to release a Dragon Ball game each year. If you look at the past of Dragon Ball games, go back down maybe like a decade ago, where they were launching Raging Blast 1, Ultimate Tenkaichi, and Battle of Z. In that era, at that time, if you don't already know, Dragon Ball Tenkaichi, that game was actually an unfinished game. It wasn't something that was supposedly what it is, you know what I mean? And neither was Battle of Z. It wasn't; those games weren't complete. But what they were trying to do was make room for Xenoverse. They wanted that series to come out because Dragon Ball Heroes has been in Japan for a few years now, and they wanted to put that concept into an actual console-style version game where they can put it over to the West as well. so you can kind of see what they were doing. You know, earlier trailers in Ultimate Tenkaichi, you seen that they were doing a lot more advanced stuff that they were doing. So they actually cut that game pretty much in half. So the game is what it was. They had to get these games out because they have to have a Dragon Ball game each year. If you don't know, Ultimate Tenkaichi came out August, if I'm not mistaken, October 25th, 2011, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I think Battle of Z may have came out, if not 2012, but maybe 2013, February 20 something, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So, like I said, those games were basically what I like to call filler games. And we're gonna go ahead and move on to Dragon Ball Kakarot. As y'all can see, the release date is more likely gonna be in January, February. They rarely, if not never, had actually made a release date in March or anything like that. So when they say we hear early, you know, early year when it comes to Dragon Ball games and stuff like that from Bandai, more likely it's going to be January, February. Those are the 2 main months that they actually always put their release dates in. And I can see them, you know what I'm saying, moving down, doing some DLCs for this game. Like I said, they want to have, you know, they have to have a game, you know, for a whole year. Now, it may or may not have DLC for this game, but more likely, they usually have 1 or 2 DLCs for such as filler games. They may or may not, but since this is an RPG, they can expand on this game, pretty much do anything. And then moving on towards it, get to the nitty gritty, Xenoverse 3. Now I'm predicting they're going to be doing it in 2 different kind of time frames. I had originally said that they were going to drop this January, February 2021. Now that's more than likely what's going to happen. But then I had to do a little bit of research and check back and see about the new generation consoles. Now, as you guys see, before we hit that, as you see I have at the bottom here, optimizing games for new/old next-gen consoles. In between all this time of Dragon Ball Kakarot and things like that, they're definitely going to be moving Xenoverse 2, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot over to the next-gen consoles. Now, they're definitely going to have to optimize those games to get it ready to go into the next-gen consoles. But as a marketing scheme, depending on how Bandai Namco is doing towards the scheduling process, if they have to push back, if they're early, you know, if they're early or they're on time, more than likely, like I said, it's probably going to be January, February. But maybe if they're a little bit early, they're getting things done, they in there cooking, you feel me? Maybe they would be able to make a better marketing decision to actually drop Xenoverse 3 as a launch title with the new generation consoles. Now, to me, that is perfect because, once again, the new next generation consoles drop holiday season, which 9 times out of 10, the bigger Dragon Ball games drop in the mid-fall. So around October, November-ish, you know what I'm saying? So 9 times out of 10, the video game consoles drop in November. So they would definitely probably drop these games in probably November-ish, maybe, you know, maybe as a launch title. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to be behind. So I can definitely more likely see them dropping this game at January, February. Now that we got the timeline out the way, let's definitely talk about some pieces of the puzzle that we definitely need to see in some Xenoverse 3. Alright? First off, I just want to definitely talk about the things that I think that they should definitely keep in, maybe take out from Xenoverse 2 and implement them into Xenoverse 3. Now, one thing that I have noticed, and I'm going to be comparing Xenoverse 3 mechanics towards a lot of older games, just so y'all know. Because a lot of the elements that Xenoverse 2 has implemented has come from older games, and a lot of the things they have taken out as well. So it just feels a little bit different, and it doesn't hit the way that we need it to hit. So basically, I can say the things that I think they should definitely keep in is, for lack of a better term, just the movement. The movement to me is more fluid than most of the older games, older 3D games and stuff like that. It's very fluid. Definitely, you know what I'm saying, the motions is great. And the animations are nice, and I like that about Xenoverse series in total. But we definitely about to talk about what they need to take out. And that's really the main thing. The only thing that we really need to keep in, like I said, is the movement. But there's a lot of things that they do need to take out of Xenoverse 2 and put in 3. Such as limit breaker, burst, whatever you want to call it. Take that garbage trash out. It has to go. That has to go. And you already know it has to go. They're catering way too much to them casuals. We're going to get on to that later as well. But they need to take that out of the game. Once again, they need to take that out of the game. What they also need to take out of the game is perfect blocking. The blocking system, they need to rearrange that. And once again, we'll talk about that in just a little bit as well. They need to take that out. A lot of things that they're doing is catering so much to these casuals, and it has to stop. You know what I'm saying? It has to stop. At the beginning, when Xenoverse 2 came out, it was very competitive. But as of right now, it has been reduced to a casual set where only casuals come through. Now, granted, the game is not super competitive, but there's no competitive aspect in this game at all. So, since we're on the topic of casuals, let's get into that. Like I said, they need to take out Limit Breaker. It is probably the worst mechanic they decided to put in the game. This actually allows them to sit here and break free, you know, of combos and things like that. Give them one chance to do it. Granted, you can perfect block it, but once again, that perfect block is one of the weakest things that you can ever put in the game. Like I said, perfect blocking is just a mechanic where you sit there and you spam one button to block. And it's the only defensive thing that doesn't really cost you anything, possibly your stamina, you know? And yeah, it definitely should not be in the game in general. And since we're on the topic, let's go ahead and talk about stamina. Some of you guys may agree, may disagree, but stamina needs to be taken out of Xenoverse completely. It needs to be gone. Take it out. We do not need stamina in this game. There was never any stamina in no other game like that. Take it out completely. We don't need stamina. I don't need to be sitting here worrying about, oh, I have to get this broken and stuff like that. It is a useless mechanic in this game, simply because, you know, you want to sit here and try to balance it. You're trying to balance your blocking and things like that. We need to take that out. You know what I'm saying? If you need to combine it with the key to do something, you know, combine it with the key. But stamina needs to be taken out. It makes the game more difficult to play. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there has to be some elements that they put in from the old games and bring it back to the new. That's one thing that I think Bandai never do well at all. They always take something out, like a lot out, and put some good elements in, but they take all the good elements out, such as there's no key struggles. Where are those? There's no key struggles, there's no beam struggles, there's no like clashes that you actually have to manually clash and win, such as, you know, Rage and Blast series, you know, stuff like that. There's no, you know what I mean? They don't have any of these things. There's no beam slaps, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I'll put it up there, y'all. I see there's no beam slaps. We can't slap these beams away, you know what I'm saying? There's no dodges, there's no counters. You know, we're gonna go into these mechanics. I definitely want to go ahead and look at some Raging Blast series type things for defensive mechanics, because that's one of the big things that I believe that they actually need to change is mechanics on the defensive side. Like I said, take out perfect block, take out limit breaker, take out stamina. Gone. We don't need them. They need to really like make defensive mechanics more more like Raging Blast 2 in a sense, because Raging Blast 2, if you don't know, that there's a dodging sequence that actually does take key. There's a counter system. Once again, it takes key. Not that much, it just takes a little bit of key, you know what I'm saying, to dodge, you know what I'm saying, to counter, you know, and all that. And also what allows, you know, the opponent who is getting dodged or countered is actually to get a chance to actually capitalize on it with timing and things like that. Because if you're on the defensive side and you're doing the counter, your dodge and stuff like that, if you mess up, if your timing is off by half a frame, you're gonna be punished. You're gonna be stuck in an animation, or you're gonna lose too much key, or something's gonna happen where you are punishable and things of such in that nature, you know. Whereas perfect blocking, when you snap behind your opponent, all you're doing is sitting there and pressing RB. Now, it doesn't leave you any kind of punishment, because if you missed a perfect block, you're still blocking. You know what I'm saying? So it leaves you room to actually, you know, move. There's nothing that you can do to avoid that besides sidestepping or backing up, but that still leaves you open to get hit. You know what I'm saying? So it really caters to the people who has to be sit back like, whoa, I really just want to wait for an opening. You know, it doesn't leave room like Raging Blast, where if you stop moving, you're dead. If you stop moving, you're dead. That means on a defensive and offensive side. If you stop moving, you're dead. You can get out of virtually anything. You know, if you have to snap, there's no stamina to get you there to actually time it right, to snap behind your opponent and get your hits in. You know what I'm saying? To recover yourself. There's nothing that sits there to stop you from doing any of that. They need to put in snap attacks back into this game. And what I mean by that is, like I said, I'll probably have it in the background too, is where, you know, this can be an offensive tool to break guards, to knock people back, all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? What they need to do is have these snap attacks where you time a charged attack and be able to basically teleport in front of your opponent and actually hit them. Now this thing breaks guards and knocks people back, and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But this gives you the attacker, or maybe you're on the defensive side and you need to get out, and you need to close in on an opponent. This right here allows you to actually be able to be more offensive. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's being less offensive, but it still takes you a required skill to actually grasp this timing now. And obviously you can't spam this thing. This thing is a one shot, one hit. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And that chain from Raging Blast, the fighting mechanics, needs to be transported to Xenoverse 2. The movement speed, the intensity, the creativity from the Xenoverse series needs to stay there and continue to grow. Tell me guys what you guys think about the timeline, what you guys think about the mechanics for Xenoverse 3. These are basically a lot of things that I just discussed or speculation. So I don't want you guys to get too confused. This is mostly speculation. However, like I said, I do have a lot of evidence behind it from the past. And when I get current information from it, I definitely will update you guys on it. I'm actually enjoying doing this kind of content as well as streaming and playing and stuff like that. So if you guys enjoy this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely do not forget to share this video with your circle stuff. Make sure you guys stay strong. Stay prideful.